The National Pension Commission has directed pension fund administrators and pension fund custodians to report all foreign currency pension contributions above $10,000 to the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit within 24 hours of receipt. Welcome to Business Point, where we extract the Nigerian economy and the government's policies. I am Kike Lomo Okere. The new directive forms part of the guidelines on foreign currency pension contributions released by the Commission's website. The framework is designed to open the contributory pension scheme to Nigerians in diasporas and residents earning in foreign currency, while tightening regulatory control to prevent abuse of the system. Under the guidelines, PFAs and custodians are required to comply with Section 3(1) of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. This provision makes it mandatory to report all transactions above $10,000 threshold, providing details such as sender's name, address, transfer amount, and purpose. Suspicious contributions below $10,000 are also to be flagged in line with the Financial Intelligence Unit Act 2018, in line with the Section 3(1) of the Money Laundering Act. PFAs and custodians are ensured that all foreign currency contributions exceeding $10,000 are reported to the Financial Intelligence Unit within 24 hours. The report must indicate the nature and the amount of the transfer, the name and address of the sender, or any information required by the NFIU. The move, according to the Commission, aligns with the Nigerian pension framework with international compliance standards, while safeguarding against money laundering and terrorism financing. The guidelines makes provision for a wide category of contributors, including Nigerians living abroad and working abroad, Nigerians and foreigners employed in Nigeria by foreign companies or international organizations who are partly or wholly in foreign currency. Nigerians abroad are required to remit funds through non-resident Nigeria ordinary accounts, while local contributors must use domiciliary accounts linked to the custodial bank. PENCOM has also introduced rules to manage access to funds. Contributors must split their savings into two parts. 60% must be assessed under the limited condition before retirement, and 40% must be preserved under retirement. Withdrawals are restricted to twice a year and only after the initial deposit has been in retirement saving accounts for at least 6 months. In addition, custodians must notify PFAs of contributions within 24 hours, while PFAs must inform contributors within the same period. Contribution that cannot be credited within 48 hours must return to the originating account. Foreign currency contribution will be pulled into dedicated dollar fund managed by PFAs. This fund will be invested mainly in dollars-denominated instruments such as Eurobond, supranational bond, federal government-backed securities, and exchange-traded fund. Investments in naira-denominated assets are permitted but must be hedged against currency risk using instruments such as futures or swap approved by the Central Bank of Nigeria. To reduce exposure to default, PENCOM sets strict credit rating and concentration limit. For instance, no more than 5% of the fund can be invested in a rated corporate foreign bond. Investment in BB-rated instruments are capped at 1%. The guideline provides that contributions and return are tax-free if held for at least 5 years. Early withdrawal, however, will attract tax penalty, which custodians must remit to the relevant tax authority within 21 days. PFAs are also mandated to submit daily and monthly reports to PENCOM detailing contribution, withdrawals, and portfolio valuation in both dollars and naira. The Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, which serves as the country's central body for analysis and disseminating suspicious financial transaction reports, will play a pivotal role in monitoring compliance by enforcing the $10,000 threshold and requiring detailed reporting. The unit will strengthen regulatory visibility over foreign currency inflow into the pension sector. For Nigerians abroad and residents earning in dollars, the new policy provides a structured way to save for retirement in hard currency, insulating future pension for exchange rate volatility. For regulators, it provides visibility into naira flow, prevents the misuse of pension system for illicit financial flow, and align Nigerian pension sector with global best practice. With diaspora remittance already a major contributor to Nigerian foreign exchange reserve, the policy is expected to boost confidence in the pension system while expanding the pool of investable dollar assets for PFAs. PENCOM noted that the framework is not only about broadening participation in the CPS, but also about ensuring integrity, transparency, and security of pension contribution in foreign currency. As the yield tide set in, the Central Bank of Nigeria has warned Nigerians against naira abuse and hoarding of the currency. At the flag off of the campaign against the malhandling of naira as it increased in the cost of maintaining the currency, Deputy Governor Operations Bala Bello called for attitudinal change among Nigerians, which he says require collective action among various interest groups in the country. The DG, who was represented by the Director of Currency Operation and Branch Management, Dr. Adetono Adedeji, at the flag off condemned spraying the naira at event, mutilating, tearing, or writing on it. With naira our pride, handling with care as its theme, Bello says the campaign aimed to strengthen not only the integrity of currency but also the partnership that sustains the nation's financial ecosystem. He noted that careless practice, folding, tearing, and spraying at social events, writing on notes, and even outright mutilation undermines the dignity of the national symbol and increase the cost of maintaining it. He therefore called for collaboration of all stakeholders, commercial banks, micro institutions, transport union, traders association, market leaders, school, religious organization, civil society, and the media. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has received 318.05 billion naira between January and August 2025 for frontier oil exploration, according to the document from the September Federation Account Allocation Committee meeting. Analysis of FRAC data shows that the PSC profit totaled 1.06 trillion naira in 8 months, below the 1.58 trillion naira budgeted, but the 30% deduction was consistently applied. January fund was 31.77 billion naira, February was 38.30 billion naira, March with 61.49 billion naira with a sharp surge. May was 38.8 billion naira, June 6.83 billion naira, which is the lowest so far, July 25.34 billion naira, and August, which is the highest so far, with 78.94 billion naira. By August, allocation had accumulated to 318.05 billion naira. A parallel of 30% deduction also went to NNPCL as the management fee, bringing its total take to 636.1 billion naira in 8 months. The 40% share of the PSC profit that flows into the Federation account has been hit by deduction. Year to date, the account received 424.0 billion naira and 207.5 billion naira below target. Compounding the pressure, NNPCL has yet to remit a cover of its interim dividend budgeted at 2.17 trillion naira for the year. The FAC subcommittee has demanded that the oil firm provide detailed financial record of all Frontiers exploration project by September 19, but documents note the exercise is still work in progress. The United Nations Conference on Trade and Development says global supply chains are facing growing risk from new trade tariff and geopolitical conflicts, with the shipping industry experiencing significant volatility. According to the report, UNCTAD has revised down its maritime trade growth forecast for 2025 amid an increasingly complex global trade environment, subdued industrial activities in major economies, and weakening Chinese demand for bulk commodities. The agency now expects overall maritime trade volume to expand by just 0.5% annually, with containerized trade growing slightly faster at 1.4%. The report highlighted that shifting trade policies, particularly new tariffs, are disrupting global supply chain. In addition, maritime navigation has been impacted by geopolitical tension in key regions. The Black Sea, for example, has been complicated by Russia's war in Ukraine, while recent conflicts in Middle East have driven up shipping costs as a vessel rerouted around the Cape of Good Hope due to disruption in the Red Sea. According to the report, the Strait of Hormuz, a critical artery through which 34% of global seaborne oil export passes, has also faced threats of disruption in recent months amid escalating tension between Iran and Israel. UNCTAD Secretary General Rebecca Grispan stressed that maritime transportation must fundamentally rethink its operation to navigate fragile supply chain and rising geopolitical insecurity. UNCTAD findings reveals that shipping routes are becoming longer. Average maritime oil length increased from 4,831 miles in 2018 to 5,245 miles in 2024, reflecting changing trade patterns and geopolitical shifts. Looking ahead, UNCTAD projected that total seaborne trade will grow at an annual average of 2% between 2026 and 2030, with containerized trade expanding 2.3%. The report comes at a time when global trade facing mounting pressure from rising protectionism, energy price fluctuation, and geopolitical instability, factors that threatens to reshape the future of the maritime transport and international commerce. Alright, let's take a quick short break now. We'll be right back. Don't go away, stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it's Business Point, where we extract the Nigerian economy and the government policies. The Naira on Wednesday climbed to a 15-month high of 1,419 Naira per dollar in the black market, also known as parallel market, driven by low demand and improved liquidity across foreign exchange markets. The last time the Naira exchanged at this same level was in June 2024, when it stood at 1,490 Naira per dollar. Compared to the previous trading session, the local currency gained 25 Naira, that is 1.67%, appreciating from 1,515 Naira per dollar on Tuesday. With the current FX level, the gap between the official and the black market exchange rate has narrowed to 1.44 Naira. In the official market, however, the Naira depreciated slightly by 0.08% on Wednesday. At the end of the trading, the dollar was quoted at 1,488.56 Naira, representing a marginal loss of 1.20 Naira compared to 1,487.6 Naira quoted on Tuesday at the Nigerian foreign exchange market. According to data published by Central Bank of Nigeria, at the conclusion of its 302nd meeting of September Monetary Policy Committee meeting, the MPC reduced the monetary policy rate by 50 basis points to 27.00% from 27.50%. This marked the first rate cut in more than 2 years, following a prolonged period of monetary tightening that had been focused on curbing inflation and stabilizing the currency. Analysts at Commercial Partners observed that the immediate impact of the rate cut is likely to be contained, with limited volatility expected in the near term. They noted that the Naira has traded within a relatively narrow band of 1,500 to 1,600 Naira per dollar in the recent months, supported by the consistent CBN intervention, improved external reserve, and closer monitoring to FX flow. These measures, they explain, have helped restore some confidence in the market and anchored short-term stability despite ongoing structural challenges. Nevertheless, the durability of this stability will depend heavily on CBN capacity to sustain intervention and attract FX flow from key sources such as oil export, diaspora remittance, and foreign portfolio investment. The analysts cautioned that volatility risk remain elevated in the medium terms. Should monetary easing outpace FX inflow, or if external reserve come under renewed pressure, the Naira could face depreciation pressure, particularly in the parallel market, where demand tends to be strong. In such situation, the CBN may be compelled to strike a balance between its growth supportive monetary stance and the need to preserve exchange rate stability, possibly through calibrated intervention, liquidity management tools, or enhanced coordination with fiscal policy. The Nigerian Exchange Limited closed in the negative for the third time this week, shedding 135 billion naira in the market value as investor sentiment weakened. At the close of trading on Thursday, September 25, 2025, the index peered 213.50 points, that is 0.15%, to close at 114,716.10 points, bringing the market total capitalization to 89.1 trillion naira. Today's trading session recorded a total turnover of 16.96 billion naira from the exchange of 442.55 million shares across 21,678 deals. This marked a 42% decline in volume and a 34% drop in turnover compared with the previous trading day. While deals fell by 8%, a total of 127 equities traded, with the 23 gainers and 29 losers. Dangote Sugar refinery topped the gainers chart, rising by 10.00% to close at 59.40 naira per share. It was followed by Mercure Industry, which advanced 9.95% to 23.75 naira, and Cornerstone Insurance and Secured Electronic Technology gaining 8% to close at 6.48 naira and 0.81 naira respectively. On the flip side, Deep Sea Capital Management and Trust led the losers, dropping 9.42% to 1.73 naira per share. Legend Internet shared 9.26% to close at 4.90 naira. Wapik Insurance lost 8.76% to 2.92 naira among others. Risco declined 8.16% to 3.60 naira, and May and Baker Nigeria slipped 7.14% to 16.25 naira. NPF Microfinance Bank fell to 6.78% to 2.75 naira. Market activities was dominated, which recorded the highest volume of 68.99 million shares worth 4.76 billion naira. Alright, this is where we draw the curtain on Business Point today. Join me again tomorrow on Global Television, channel 365 on DSTV and 276 on Star Times. To stay connected, kindly follow us on all our social media platforms. Global TV NG. Till I come your way again, I am Kike Lomo Okewi. I celebrate you all.